I've done thousands of DNA stories on this show, but nothing hits home more than a DNA mystery that needs to be unlocked. So now joining me from New York is Cynthia. For the last 44 years, Cynthia has been unsure who her biological father is. You see, growing up, Cynthia was told that a man named Eddie was her father. But as she got older, her mother told her, guess what? Eddie was not her father. Sadly then, 25 years ago, Cynthia's mother passed away, leaving Cynthia confused and, of course, the mystery unsolved. So, Cynthia, describe to me what your childhood was like growing up.
Maury, I had a horrible childhood. I didn't have my mother in my life or my father in my life.
I think it was your grandmother who raised you, right?
Yes, Maury.
So your grandmother raised you, but when you were very young, weren't you told that Eddie was your father?
Yes.
As I understand it, I don't know if you remember this, do you remember Eddie being around you when you were young? Because he says he was around you, he used to pick you up and all kinds of things. Do you remember that?
Maury, Eddie was temporary in and out my life when I was young.
Did your mother ever tell you exactly who your father was?
My mother told me some other man was my father.
But other people in the family said Eddie was your father, right?
Yes, Maury.
So do you think that you and Eddie look alike?
No, Maury, me and Eddie don't look alike. Eddie had freckles in his face and I don't.
But Eddie, as I understand it, he's always wanted to be your father, and he's upset that you don't believe him.
I don't believe him.
You don't believe him just because of the way he looks and what your mother told you?
Yes, Maury.
So Eddie's not alone in his feelings because you have a relationship with his kids, don't you?
Yes, Maury.
Aren't you, they consider you part of their family?
Yes.
Do you get along with his kids?
I have a beautiful relationship with his kids. His kids call me their sister.
Even though you don't admit that Eddie is your father, right? Or you don't believe it. How about his daughter Zayla? How would you describe your relationship with her?
I have a beautiful relationship with Zayda. I love Zayda.
So we might as well now, I guess, talk to the man who believes he's your father is Eddie, and he's joining us from the Bronx. Okay, Eddie, let's go back. Did Cynthia's mother ever tell you that you were not her father?
Yeah, she told me that she wasn't. I wasn't the father a couple of times. And she also stated the reason why she said that. She said that she was mad. She was trying to make me mad.
Oh, and that's the only reason she told her daughter that you weren't her father, because she wanted to make you mad?
Because me and her mother, we had a relationship, but it wasn't a serious relationship. So every time I would come around, there was other guys always in the picture.
Right.
But everything I did was to try my best to see my daughter, to always make sure she have everything that she need.
So you were in her life, like, how old was she when you were around her?
I was around her when she came from the hospital. I was around. I even taught her. I'm the one that taught her how to walk.
I see. So and now she's probably 1 or 2 years old. How about after that? Did you see?
No. This is before she was 1 or 2.
Okay. And did you see her later on? Somebody said you used to drive from Long Island to go into the city to pick her up.
And that's correct. I used to pick her up and drive her, buy her clothes, and buy her a lot of other things. When I was living in Brooklyn, I did the same thing. I had always taken care of my daughter.
Were you shocked when her mother told her that you weren't the father?
Yes, because I only thought she was just telling that to me to make me upset. And, it was just that Cynthia had made a big change on me. When I had gotten married and the other kids came into the world, it seemed, because in the beginning it was just me and Cynthia. Right. I spent a lot of time with Cynthia.
Right.
And then when I got married, I noticed things had changed because of the other kids. And what my theory is that Cynthia believed that I would be giving my other daughters more attention and stop giving her the attention. And all of this came about.
Cynthia doesn't think you all look alike because you're lighter skinned and you have freckles. Do you all see any similarities?
Yes, I see similarity. My people is from Germany. And so, of course, we're going to, Cynthia and my kids act just alike.
So also joining us from the Bronx is Zayla. Now, Zayla, you treat Cynthia as your sister, don't you?
Yeah, since I was born, I've been in Cynthia life. I actually always used to follow her footsteps. Doesn't matter where she moved at or where she went, I always found her.
By the way, this is just for my information and maybe our viewers. Zayla, do you have freckles?
Yes,
Okay.
I have freckles.
I see. Because that's one of the reasons why Cynthia thinks that Eddie's not her father, is because you all have freckles.
Well, we all have similarities. Actually, Cynthia got dad attitude, dad nose,
I see.
stubbornness, and also my younger sister definitely looks like Cynthia all the way.
So,
And we all got parts of Cynthia in us. And plus, we're Sagittarius, all of us, as daddy daughters.
what happened when you were 18, Zayla?
A familiar friend of ours got in the middle of our relationship where my older sister told me that my father wasn't her father.
Oh, I see. Why do you think Cynthia says that Eddie's not her father?
I mean, at first, at that age, I thought maybe she was just trying to get me upset and just say random things. But as I get older now, I just think Cynthia wants a little bit more attention. But at the end of the day, we here, like we always have been.
That's a very strange statement, that you think that Cynthia wants to be noticed more, so therefore she's hurt, and that gets her noticed more? Is that what you're saying?
No, she wants to be heard more and,
heard.
and noticed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, heard.
What she's saying is that she wants more attention.
Well, look, if I was in doubt as to who my father was, I think I would be a little more attentive as well.
But if a man is sitting there taking care of his responsibilities and trying to be there for you like he has been, what's the problem? What's the difference from a father that's not a father, that is being a father?
Eddie, anything you want to say to Cynthia before I read the result?
Yes. Well, Cynthia been my daughter ever since 44 years. And, you know, she's always going to be my daughter, and I know that's my daughter. That's why I'm here today, to prove it to her. And I love Cynthia more than anything. Just like when she was first born, came in this world, I've been there for her.
In the case of 44-year-old Cynthia, Eddie, you are not the father. You're not the father. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
Cynthia, did your mother give you any indication as to who your father might be if it wasn't Eddie?
Yeah, she told me a person name.
Do you have the name? Is the person still alive?
I don't know if he's alive or not.
Well, maybe we can help you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. We'll be back after this.
You are not the father.